Hey guys, it's time for Weekly Weird News, but before we get started, we need to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Stitch Fix. It's an online personal styling service, and we'll tell you more about them later. But first, the news, and yes, as a representative of the state of Florida, I have to say I'm sorry for the state, because Florida man, he really did outdo himself this week. But that story is still currently developing, so maybe we'll talk about it next week once there's a bunch more information out there.
Yeah, so moving on. You're well aware by now that our neighbors in the Great White North, Canada, recently legalized recreational cannabis nationwide.
We're in Canada, we're legal, baby! Woo-hoo!
This is of course a big deal because in most of the world, weed has long been illegal. And in some places like the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Japan of all places, simple possession can land you in prison for a very long time. Now, to be clear though, Canada is not the first country to officially legalize weed. Down in Uruguay, it's been fully legal and available to purchase from pharmacies for a while, unless you're a foreigner. And in the past year, both South Africa and Georgia, the country, have legalized consumption and cultivation, just not sales.
Georgia, the state, on the other hand, I think it's available from medicinal there, but don't get caught with it otherwise. Meanwhile, there's lots of other countries where it's essentially legal, but not officially legal. The Netherlands has, of course, been the go-to destination for weed tourism, with licensed so-called coffee shops freely selling it like it were any other product. But that's despite the fact that it's still technically illegal. And for 4 decades, they've simply chosen not to enforce the laws. They look the other way. It's a bit weird. So Canada may not be the first country to allow marijuana use, but it is the most populated country to do so, and its marijuana laws are probably the most permissive on Earth now. It's also one of the biggest economies in the world to ever fully legalize it, which makes it a big deal. It might have the most permissive laws on Earth right now, or at least on the national level, because it's of course legal in a bunch of states here in the US, but still illegal at a federal level, so it still feels cool to do it. It's so lame when
You
it's
smoke in front of a cop, they can't do anything. Smoke in front of the FBI.
Yeah.
That's taking risks.
The feds could decide at any moment to have the DEA come in and shut the whole thing down, but it's a good...
And everyone would go, boo!
It would be, I think the good thing about this is that states and even people who are publicly against marijuana consumption realize how successful it is to the economy and to taxes, and that is the reason
That's
why.
what happened in Nevada.
Yeah.
They're like, hold on, wait a second. How much money are we making here? We need to get more of that weed over here.
By the way, remember how I said when we covered the whole Canada weed thing that they had prepared far in advance for the amount of people that would be buying it?
Wrong.
They still ran out.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. But anyways, in an intersection of two of our favorite recent things, Canada legalizing weed and Gritty being unveiled as the new mascot of the Philadelphia Flyers hockey team, meet Tokaroo, the unlikely new mascot of Canadian potheads. He's big, he's happy, he's a kangaroo, and he likes to toke. He's got a comically large joint, his eyes are bloodshot, and he's having a great time celebrating Canada's new marijuana laws.
He keeps all of the bongs and pipes right down there in the pouch.
Now, if you're Canadian, though, you know that this isn't just any pot-smoking kangaroo. Tokaroo bears a strong resemblance to Polkaroo, a beloved character from the Canadian children's TV series Polka Dot Door, which aired on TV Ontario from 1971 to 1993.
But Tokaroo, it's not just the work of some random marijuana aficionado with a penchant for costume design and puns. The man inside Tokaroo is actually Mark Scott, who for 22 years performed as Polkaroo at promotional events across Canada. He never actually played Polkaroo on Polka Dot Door, but he does have a strong connection to the character and has previously appeared at events as Rainbow Roo, a Polkaroo parody that discusses LGBT issues, Sign-a-Roo, who discusses deaf issues in sign language, and Ready-Roo, who focuses on special needs. He's prolific.
A lot of roos.
Mark Scott calls these various roos the can-do roos. And he says that he does it to target adolescents instead of small children. So Tokaroo isn't just a fun weed mascot. Mark Scott told the CBC, Tokaroo is a character who will talk about responsible drug use. Now that Canada has legalized cannabis for recreational use, there can be more discussion about responsible altered states.
Responsible cannabis use!
Oh, and in case you were wondering, all these roos are completely unaffiliated with TV Ontario, and they are not thrilled about any of this.
No.
Ever since Tokaroo first gained national attention in Canada after being captured on camera dancing in an outdoor legalization party last week, TV Ontario has expressed disapproval of it, saying first in a statement, "While we can understand the nostalgia, TVO does not endorse this parody of Polkaroo, or the fact that it is being associated with an activity that is neither legal for children nor recommended for use by children. We're sorry." Now, okay, yeah, that's fair enough, though. Is anyone really questioning whether this is an official government marijuana mascot? I mean, I guess maybe. People are pretty stoned.
Yeah.
We're not Canadian, so we don't know the general
Did you
response.
see what Prime Minister Trudeau did this time? He took Polkaroo and he made him into Tokaroo. And now he's got him walking around the streets of Ontario trying to get all the kids hooked on dope.
Handing out marijuana cigarettes to all the kids.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
But TV Ontario, they were not done here. Once Mark Scott started appearing on various Canadian news programs in costume to explain Tokaroo, TVO had its lawyers send Tokaroo a strongly written cease and desist order, basically saying that if he kept this up, they were going to sue him. Here's what he said. "Given this usurpation, confusion, and very real threat of tarnishing Polkaroo's reputation as the mascot for TVO, TVO is asking that you immediately cease and desist using the Polkaroo intellectual property." I mean, to me, it sounds like TV Ontario needs to mellow out, dude.
Yeah.
Also, if you really love and care about Polkaroo so much, why have you kept Polkaroo off the air for the last 25 years? Eh? You hosers?
Yeah.
Polkaroo's for the people now.
Yeah, he's just like Gritty. He's for the people. The common man.
Although Gritty did cross a picket line recently, and
Uh-oh.
very heartbreaking.
He's a scab?
Yeah.
I guess he's not that great after all.
Yeah. Gritty got
Never meet your heroes.
Milkshake Gritty.
Never meet your heroes. Now, we're not well versed at all on how Canadian intellectual property law works, but Mark Scott, so far, says he doesn't plan on stopping. So this could be headed to the courts, which would be glorious. Especially because, as far as we can tell, TV Ontario's case isn't all that clear-cut here. Tokaroo might be protected under parody law, especially since it doesn't seem like Mark Scott is making any money off of this. He told Global News, "I think that TVO is being a little bullyish about this. Their slogan is never stop learning, and they're doing a lot of never and stopping." And for his part, Mark Scott says he thinks it makes it pretty clear that Tokaroo is not associated with TVO, saying, "The giant spliff, as it were, is probably the symbol that lets people know that it's Tokaroo and not Polkaroo, because it is a parody on Polkaroo. I often would get people saying Polkaroo, and I'd have to point to that joint and say, no, it's Tokaroo."
There you have it.
Clear cut.
Sir, would Polkaroo do this?
Yeah.
Now, for what it's worth, Mark Scott's intentions here do seem pure. He's not out here to slander a beloved children's TV character. He's just using his very particular set of skills to spread a positive and potentially helpful message. He points out in interviews that cannabis is much safer for pain than fentanyl and much healthier for recovering opioid addicts than methadone. He told the CBC, "I come from an alcoholic family, and I suppose I have to admit that I sometimes want an altered state of mind too. I use the analogy that we all go to the playground to play. Some go on the swings, some go on the merry-go-round, some go on the slide. As adults, we may want an altered state of mind, and Tokaroo is there to talk about how to have that responsibly, because excess makes a mess."
Did they go after the other character parodies that he was doing?
No. Because before it was like, oh, we can't go after the LGBT-roo, because that means we're attacking the gays.
And then you can't go after the special needs roo.
Yeah.
That'd be
They'd
really
be punching down, but it's apparently still okay to go after people who smoke weed.
I thought you changed, Canada. I thought you changed. I thought you were different than this. But hey, worst case scenario, he does get ordered by the courts to stop dressing as Tokaroo and just makes a different marijuana mascot. Maybe one that doesn't closely resemble a copyrighted character. Years ago, back in my early Photoshop days, I took the lovable bear from the restaurant Shoney's and made his eyes red and called it Stoney's. It's a classic joke. I'm sure it's been done dozens of times before and after me, but maybe he could be our weed mascot if we even had a Shoney's in this state.
Yeah, I've never been to a Shoney's. I thought it was a fictional restaurant made up by Rick and Morty, but apparently it's real.
No, it's real. They used to have a great breakfast buffet. All the bacon you can eat.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, there's plenty of other weed mascots. There's Bong Man, who appeared at the same legalization party dancing alongside Tokaroo. Bong Man's been around for years. And I think the fact that Bong Man's costume, clearly rips off Superman, and the fact that the bong stem on his body looks like a giant dick, it might make him a bit more offensive than Tokaroo.
Yeah.
Tokaroo is lovable.
Yeah.
Cuddly. Friendly.
Tokaroo just wants to talk.
just like a normal person who smokes weed, just wants to sit down, have a chat at the old plastic table in the backyard.
Polite Canadian conversation.
Also, Tokaroo is a whole lot less terrifying to children than Buddy, a pro-legalization mascot in Ohio who is unsettling in ways that we can't really put into words.
Yeah, why would you choose to, like,
Scare people.
Let's make a really buff guy, and how do we make sure they know he's about weed? Let's make his head a disgusting nug of weed, and put a creepy smile on his face, like he just tricked you into doing something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a bad promotion. It's like if they did those guys that ripped phone books, but for weed, and they were like, "We came here to rip phone books, but damn, have you ever read one of these?" they just tear through it.
Yeah.
There's so many Andersons.
Yeah, compared to any of these things, including the guys that rip phone books, needlessly wasting phone books, Tokaroo, I think he's only doing good out there. But speaking of Canada and weed, they're having a similar problem to what happened in Nevada back in 2017 when they legalized it. There's just not enough weed to go around. Retailers seem to have greatly underestimated what demand would be like, and on the cultivation side, not enough licenses have been issued by the government yet. Now, the reason for that is that getting a sales license is, for good reason, a lengthy process. You first need a cultivation license, then you have to send 2 fully grown plants in for government testing, and then you get your sales software audited, and then you send in a completed application, and then you wait for up to 11 months for the whole thing to be processed. So it's a long process. A lot of people are still waiting.
It's worthwhile though, because it at least has a fail-safe there where you know the quality of the marijuana that you're getting, because some people could just be spraying pesticides all over it or any kind of substance on it to help it grow bigger and faster or keep bugs away, and that would be harmful to your body.
And a lot of these dispensaries are literally run by the government, so they kind of have to like vouch for it.
It's a good thing overall.
Yeah. So there's a shortage, and it's unclear what Canada will do about all this problem, but they could always take a page from Nevada's playbook and just declare a state of emergency that temporarily alters the law to allow far more wholesale marijuana sales with fewer restrictions.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. They might just do it.
They should have done this at like the beginning of spring so that people at home could have grown their own plants by now, because it's a little too cold out right now. You're gonna have to go down to the old plant store and get like lamps and shit in your house to do it correctly now.
When's Arbor Day? Everyone in Canada on the next Arbor Day should plant
a bunch of weed.
Plant some weed in your backyard, even if it's not for you. Maybe the old lady next door, she needs a little help with her glaucoma.
Yeah.
You want to be a good neighbor.
But anyways, speaking of marijuana laws, there's even cannabis legislation on the ballot next month in Utah, of all places, and they won't even drink coffee.
No. Gets me all jittery.
By the way,
how they talk.
The Mormon Church actually supports this, and the governor of Utah has also promised that even if Utah voters don't pass the Prop 2 ballot initiative, he's going to call a special session of Utah's state legislature to vote on it.
To be clear, this is medical marijuana, not all freewheeling weed for everyone.
But it's an open door to another conversation, as it has been with most states.
It's the best kind of slippery slope.
Yeah, so it's looking very likely that Utah will be getting legal medical marijuana soon, which is good. But one Utah state senator, Democrat Jim DeBacchus, recently decided that if he's gonna have to vote on this, he should familiarize himself with what marijuana actually does. So he decided to head next door over to Las Vegas, Nevada, where recreational marijuana is legal, to find out. And maybe he called a girl to his room off of one of those vans that drives by.
He's actually...
I gotta sample it.
He's actually gay, though.
Maybe he called one of the guys that he went down to the Thunder Down Under.
I don't know. This guy seems like a very sheltered man, which made this all very adorable.
He is from Utah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Utonians.
He was gonna he was really into Mormonism. So he went to BYU and he was like ready to go spread the good word. And then
in Provo?
And then he was like, actually, I'm gay. And the Mormon church was like, but what if you weren't gay? We're gonna send you to San Francisco to make sure they're all not gay either. And it didn't take.
Yeah, he's a man who samples everything before he commits to it.
Yeah.
So
anyway, in true modern fashion, the state senator here, he shared his experience to Facebook Live. Well, not the getting high part, but he did stream himself right after purchasing the cannabis, and again 2 days later to describe his experience.
Was he thrilled buying it? Like it was like...
He kind of was. He at one point he panicked and dropped it. So
yeah. I mean, the first time I went to Amsterdam, it was exciting to just walk in and buy a joint.
Yeah, you get a contact high before it even.
Yeah, but and in the first time I did medical marijuana in California, it was exciting to show up to the store and just be like, wow, you mean I can just look at these nugs under a microscope and choose whatever I want? This is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he got a thrill out of just the experience of buying it.
He did. So anyway, in that first stream, he appears in the parking lot of the New Leaf dispensary in Vegas, where he describes himself as a complete cannabis virgin. And I believe him. He says, here's what he said. I have to admit somewhat shyly, I have never tasted, smoked, eaten, shot up marijuana in my life.
I'm shooting up all that marijuana.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he purchased a pack of cannabis gummies because he doesn't like smoke. And he only ate half of a bear on the recommendation of the dispensary. So tell me, I don't want to get too high. I just want to get a little bit high.
Hey, it's a testament to that dispensary who was like, yes, if you don't overdo it. And they actually instructed him to not eat the entire bear.
Hey, that guy walked through the doors. He's definitely from Utah. Let's make sure he doesn't
That's the other good thing about dispensaries is like if you're going to a dealer, it's like, I don't know, is this indica or sativa? And it's just like, well, here's what it is, but it's also the only thing that I have.
Yeah.
And there, you can go to a dispensary and be like, I need it for back pain. Mm-hmm. And here you go. Here's a weed that does exactly that.
I need it because I'm a Utah state senator and I just want to get a little bit high so I know how to vote.
Yeah.
Anyway, during that video, he's also very clear about the fact that he will not be driving for the rest of the day and will not be bringing the gummy bears back with him to Utah. Honestly, the whole thing is quite adorable.
Yeah.
What a sweet Mormon Utah man.
And an honest man.
Yeah.
Has to sample the goods and documents the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
he said, he's like, well, as a candy, I just don't like the taste. It's a little bitter.
Well, it's not about the taste of the candy, really.
I like the taste.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I, for years, have been lobbying for someone to extract the flavor of cannabis just so I can put that in food without getting high.
Yeah, they have like cannabis water and beer and stuff now.
I don't want to get high though, I just want the taste.
No, you just taste like it.
Mm.
Yeah. There's a lot of
hops are in the same family.
Yeah. Anyways, in his follow-up video, he reveals that after about an hour, he didn't really feel anything. Classic. Classic mistake. So yeah, he ate the other half, and he said that it was no big deal. I felt a little calm and a little cool and a little high. But I just want to say to everybody who hasn't done it, it's not that big of a deal. The way the opponents are talking about it, it's some kind of reefer madness. You take this, your head's gonna explode. It's gonna be terrible. You know what? It wasn't at all. Cool. I was worried there for a second because usually that goes, although it was just a bear.
I don't think it works. Maybe I should take twice the amount.
It was just a bear, but when you have like a brownie and it's like, all right, this isn't working. Just wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
When your vision starts to vibrate.
I will say, I mean, I do not indulge so much these days, but I do like one gummy bear is the perfect amount to take to feel a little bit high and have nothing go wrong.
Yeah.
That's I think like one. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna eat one gummy bear.
I enjoy the vape pen. You control the entire thing.
I enjoy the vape pen, but then I find myself just being like, I like the act of inhaling, and that's where I run into trouble.
Yeah.
Well, give that to me. I'm like, I don't even want. I'm good.
Yeah.
Why am I asking for this? It's just because I want to go.
Well, that's the problem with joints too. They're so fucking like one hit of that is like 50 hits on a vape pen.
Yeah, I don't need all that.
At a music festival, I was like, oh, a joint, sure. And I spent the next 2 hours just standing by an ice cream truck, just like trying to get not high. Yeah. I was just like, I need sugar and food right now to. So
the dosage, you gotta be careful about that dosage.
Yeah, and I'm no spring chicken. It just. Smoked a lot and it doesn't do the same effect anymore.
But anyway, this guy, he's now urging Utah voters to not only vote yes on Prop 2 to make medical marijuana legal and accessible, but he's also telling them, hey, if you're curious about it, do what I did. Go over to Nevada, try it for yourself.
And many other things that you can do.
You won't believe how different our neighbors to the west are from Utah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like two bizarro states right next to each other. Mm-hmm. He's urging the rest of Utah state legislature to do the same because he's worried that they will not vote to allow it if the proposition doesn't pass and the legislature is forced to vote on it themselves. Weird what they're doing. He's worried. He's like, guys, it's harmless.
Yeah. Well, it's good that he's out there on and it seems like it's a both sides deal. Like
he's working for the people.
And everyone involved in the Utah government seems to be reaching across the aisle because
they should do it during a session when all those state legislators there, the governor, they each eat one gummy bear.
And then they
wait.
Yeah.
And then they
eat another.
Well, guys, I vote that the first gummy bear wasn't enough and it didn't work and I'm not feeling anything. I vote that
let's do more.
I move to eat more gummy bears.
Yeah. And they're all gonna go to sleep. It's a harmless drug there because they can't drink coffee.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Joseph Smith, he said no. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Good. Anyways, in other news, YouTube has definitely demonetized this video because even last week we did a video that was primarily about, or the week before, I guess it was last week, time flies, that was primarily about Facebook and that lawsuit, but because we mentioned weed, demonetized, requested review, review stands, or it stands demonetized because of the weed talk. So it's definitely demonetized, but that's okay because as we said before, this episode is sponsored by a cool company, Stitch Fix.
They're okay. You guys cool?
Yeah, they're cool. An online personal styling service that finds and delivers clothes, shoes, and accessories to fit your budget, your body, and your lifestyle. Winter is coming. It has almost become winter. So it is time to really start dressing. It's the perfect time to try out new clothes and new styles because layers, baby.
Yeah, layer it up.
You look great no matter what. In the summertime, you got a little bit of pudge, it's gonna stick out.
Summertime, it's like, this is what my body looks like.
Winter, you get to style, you get to flex. So yeah, you can go to stitchfix.com/weird. Start really dressing now.
Yeah, head over there. They'll take you on a simple and easy process where you give them your sizes, you pick out what styles you like, and you decide how much you're willing to spend on each item. You are then paired with your very own personal stylist who will handpick items to send right to your door. When it shows up, you try it all on, you decide which items you want to keep, and then you send back the ones that you don't want to keep. You only get charged for what you keep, and the shipping, exchanges, and returns are always free.
There's also no subscription required. You get shipped new items as often as you choose. Now, you sign up to receive scheduled shipments. You can do that, or also log in and get your fix whenever you want. So it's kind of up to you when you want to get things delivered, or if you just want to try it once and then wait and try it again.
Yeah.
Stitch Fix's styling fee is only $20, which is then applied towards anything that you keep from your shipment. Get started now at stitchfix.com/weird. You're gonna get an extra 25% off if you keep all of the items in your box. That's stitchfix.com/weird to get started today. Remember, support our sponsors. If this is something you're in the market for, it helps the show out because this episode definitely demonetized, like we said. stitchfix.com/weird now.
I'm wearing my Stitch Fix shoes.
Oh,
right
nice.
now.
Yeah, I got a cool jacket from them last time that I kept and very stylish. Wouldn't have bought it for myself because I hate shopping, so this is perfect.
Shopping gives me anxiety.
Yeah. Eat a weed
And
gummy.
weed exacerbates it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's look at some of the weirdest headlines from this past week, starting with one that I have a lot of thoughts about.
And questions and anger.
Yeah. No one shows up to a 6-year-old Arizona boy's birthday party. Now, why is this even in the news?
First
Because
of all,
the parents took a picture of their poor 6-year-old son alone at his pizza party and were like, not like, hey, let's never mention this again. They were like, let's send this to the fucking news. So everyone thinks our son is a loser.
I am hoping that this comes out that it is just like a viral campaign or something to prove how terrible doing this is. Because from what I've seen,
suspicious.
like, it looks suspicious, and it would be very sad if these parents were actually parenting in this way, where you're quite obviously shaming your very young child for not having friends. And when you're that age, there's no reason that no one would show up at your birthday party. You're 6. Kids like cake and pizza and soda. They're gonna show up whether they like you or not.
Yeah, that's what's suspicious about it. Like, one of two things is probably true. Either this kid is a tremendous asshole, but even that, I mean, he's 6. How much of an asshole could he be?
Yeah,
that
other
he's
parents
alienated his entire class.
Like I'm saying, at 6, even if the kids at school were like, he's a fucking asshole, the parents of those kids would be like, well, you know, we're in with the community and the school system, and we're friends with the parents, and we want to, you know,
we'd love to drop you off for 2 hours and
get
make you
rid of you.
someone
Yeah.
else's
Go
mom.
to the Chuck E. Cheese.
So it's like, yeah, more likely the parents just failed to like do the invites correctly.
yeah.
And,
or just planned this whole thing for some kind of sympathy.
Yeah, because it worked out exactly as you would expect. He got invited to the Phoenix Suns game where the Lakers fucking crushed him. LeBron.
Take that, kid.
And he got like a local radio station gave him a big birthday. He keeps getting a bunch of free shit. So it's like,
It looks like this is a...
I don't know.
Either way, no matter what the outcome, the parents are assholes.
Yeah. I don't trust them.
I
think they have ulterior motives and they're exploiting their kid. Which seems to be more and more common these days. Shibby's already exploiting his kid. Joel didn't waste a minute exploiting his new kid.
Already on Twitter.
Yeah.
Monetizing it.
My kid's gonna live in a box for 10 years.
Like I said, even if the whole thing is true, the thought process of documenting it and sharing it with the world as your kid sits there sad that he has no friends is mean. It's
That's
mean.
It's like if your fucking kindergartner like shits his pants, and then you take a picture of him with his shit in his pants, and you're like, why is everyone so mean to my son right here, who has clearly shit his pants?
He shit himself and he stinks like shit, and that's why people
Stop
hate
being
him.
mean to my son for clearly shitting his pants.
Let him shit wherever he wants. No, the right thing to do would be is if this actually happened and your kid's at Chuck E. Cheese or whatever and no one shows up, you know what I would do? I would say, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, make something up or whatever. Just be like these things happen or they were busy or something like that. And you know what? I'm gonna fucking drive us right now. We're going 8 hours and we're gonna go to Disneyland. And it's gonna be all for you, baby. Or whatever the Disneyland equivalent of Arizona
Busch
is.
Garden. Yeah, I don't know what do they got around there.
They probably
They got
something.
like a Six Flag.
Yeah. We're gonna take you down Route 66 and find all the old hotels that look like animals, and we're gonna let you stay in all of them. I can't wrap my head around why a parent would do this, but hey, to each his own. I don't have kids yet, so maybe I'm gonna exploit my kid. We'll see.
Probably. Anyway, next headline. Witches and exorcists hold dueling Kavanaugh events.
Also, I saw a picture of a person that cast a hex on Kavanaugh, and it was a dude, and I'm pretty sure that he's
That
a
make him like a
warlock.
warlock,
He's
yeah.
a warlock.
Yeah.
Unless he identifies as a witch, which I don't know.
No, a male witch is a warlock.
That's what I thought, but maybe he identifies as
There's
a
only
witch.
2 genders of witches. There's witches and warlocks.
I let a lot of things go by. I'm a pretty liberal, progressive person, but when you start calling male witches, that's where I draw the line, because clearly they are warlocks. I identify as a witch.
Which hat is he gonna wear?
Yeah. What cauldron is he gonna brew his spells in?
Yeah. So I mean, look, this is like witches. They're hexing everyone. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's not real.
It's not real, by the way. But in case you were wondering, no. If a witch puts a hex on you, it's not real.
This Catholic priest who's holding a dueling event at the same time to like fight with their powers, just going like the whole time. I don't know.
Did they orchestrate this as at a Howl at the Moon location?
No, I don't know, maybe. But like, yeah, the Catholic Church guy, the priest, he had like the funniest quote. He said like, conjuring is not protected under free speech.
It's not real. None of it is real.
Yeah. The Supreme Court has roundly declared that conjuring spirits is not protected under free speech.
And women are
What are you
witches
talking
and men
about?
are warlocks.
Also, there's only 2 genders.
Yeah. In witch culture, there is clearly 2 genders, well defined. Everybody knows this. This is not up for discussion.
So, yeah, I mean, good luck, Brett Kavanaugh. A lot of
Yeah.
supernatural shit going on.
His first thing at the Supreme Court is going to be to clearly define the gender roles of witches and warlocks.
And ban witches.
Yeah, burn them. Here's another one. Pornhub traffic spikes during YouTube outage, which who could have seen that
Shocker,
coming?
yeah.
That happens all the time. Anytime there's any notable event online at all, Pornhub like fire up the analytics. Let's get down to it.
There was a bunch of conspiracies around that YouTube outage, though, that made no sense. It's like, oh, YouTube shut down the whole website because people uploaded like definitive proof of like aliens. I'm like, then
the
why
news
wouldn't they-
released that last December. Remember?
Yeah. But they're like, well, if that's what was there, why wouldn't someone just upload it to Twitter
Or Pornhub.
Pornhup.
Yeah.
Or literally like, damn, YouTube's down. Well,
Yeah.
shit.
One brave UFO conspiracy theorist fucks an entire website. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. It's great. I think that's great.
They
If you're
didn't
looking-
release the categories though. I'm wondering if it was like
Yeah.
influencer porn or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, there you go. There's also another conspiracy theory going around with YouTube right now about like loss in views and subs and directly related to Google Plus going down because a bunch of YouTube accounts, when they were created during the initial launch of that, had to be directly tied to it. I have zero idea whether that's true or not. We haven't really
YouTube's
seen a
server
dip,
room
so-
is just a bunch of like,
It's that monkey with the hammer.
yeah, it's just a bunch of like LEDs and circuit boards like duct taped together, and they're like,
Yeah, it's really
This is
impressive
our
to show
website.
people. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
you see, it's got the lights.
isn't
they're
it
flickering.
amazing we've been able to keep this going for so long?
Yeah, there's like leaks, just like fucking water going everywhere.
Yeah, it started off with like one little fucking desktop computer, and they've just been like jamming wires into it. It's still,
Yeah, it's an old compact. It's dusty as hell. It's turned yellow from age.
here's the hub, here's where it all goes.
It's smoking a cigarette out of its CD drive port. I've seen a lot of shit, but UFOs were the last straw.
Just kill me.
Just fucking put me out of my misery. Ugh. And then the monkey comes in. Oopsie whoopsie, we made a fucky wucky.
Man arrested for groping woman on flight says president says it's okay to grab women's private parts. See, buddy, the difference is when you're rich
And famous.
and famous, that's when they let you do it.
Yeah, he was very clear in his statement.
Yeah, you gotta listen to the whole statement.
Yeah.
When
It's
you're
not-
famous, they let you do it.
It's not the Bible. You can't just pick and choose which things to believe or not.
Yeah.
You got to believe the whole sentence. No, this is terrible.
Yeah,
This is absolutely
Real
fucking
bad.
terrible.
Real bad. When you're on a flight, just mind your own fucking business.
Yeah.
Don't talk to anyone.
The problem
Don't
is
touch anyone.
the guy is a groper. He's a piece of shit, but he gets to use this excuse as a way to stir up even more shit. But
Yeah.
it comes down to the fact that the guy's just an asshole. So
I don't think it's gonna work though. I'd love to see the court transcripts where he pulls the
it would be a very short court
Trump
case.
tape defense, and the judge is like,
Get the fuck out of here.
"Actually, sir, you've got a point. Groping is now legal." Man released from jail steals car from jail parking lot.
Did he get away?
He got a couple blocks away.
Oh, cool.
I mean,
I thought this was my Uber.
I assumed that unless you had someone there to pick you up from jail, like they had to provide transport. I don't know. Also, like
It was probably a plant car.
in an ideal like society, you wouldn't go straight from jail to just being free. You would go to a halfway house sort of situation. where they
Reacclimate to society.
Reintegrate you into society. Like, well, you're free.
Yeah, maybe have someone that picks you up and takes you to a job services place,
Yeah.
or it's
He's
just
like, he gets out, he's like, oh fuck, this
well, I don't
prison
have a
is-
place to live. I don't have any money,
This prison's 20 miles outside of town.
and I'm just here, stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Guess I'll steal this car, see if I still got it.
Yeah.
Baby, you still got it. So yeah, he's going back to jail.
Yeah. Fox Network host pitches American Ninja Warrior obstacle course at border for Honduran migrants.
First off, that's really cruel. But second off, I made this joke like a year ago when we were talking about Palmer Luckey building his high-tech border wall.
Yeah.
I'm joking about it because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's Kennedy. You know Kennedy, the
yeah.
MTV VJ.
I'm
who,
sure. I'm
turned
sure
into-
that she doesn't mean it seriously.
I know she doesn't either, but it's
Yeah.
like The Five is just the worst show on TV.
Yeah, I made Elliot watch like 4.5, 5 hours of
Yeah.
Fox News.
I was like,
when we were
what?
doing Patreon
I was
stuff the other day.
blown away. I hadn't watched Fox in years. And I was just like, this is insane.
I watch all of the news networks just to get a little taste of
can't do
all of
it.
it. But Shepard Smith,
I love
Boom.
Shep. Shep's a good guy. Chris Wallace is all right.
yeah.
Like there's a few good apples in there, but like The Five as a show is like one of the worst fucking things I've ever
Well,
seen.
and also it's like under the guise of just being a commentary show
Yeah.
with talking heads that should have no actual like voice in a conversation that dictates like policy or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's just like people talking shit like us, but
Yeah.
it's on a network that
on a news network.
yeah, exactly. So it's a bit different, but
Yeah.
it's the same reason I don't watch CNN at night, because it's literally just talking heads arguing with each other and nothing
And
nothing
none of them are
happens.
in the same room. They do like the fucking Brady Bunch.
Yeah, I hate it so
It's
much.
terrible.
I hate it.
All the news is bad.
Yeah.
All the cable news is bad. There's good news out there, but cable news across the board, bad.
Yeah, I mean, I like some shows on there, but not on Fox. But well, Shepard Smith's okay. But there's select stuff on each of the networks. If you have Hulu Live, CNN International is a channel. and they do
Christiane
it.
Amanpour. She's great.
But yeah, there's real news out there.
bad.
Believe us, yeah.
Farting felon pleads guilty to federal gun and drug charges in Kansas City.
How did they catch me? So, sir, your son smells like shit.
Yeah, they call him the farting felon because when he was first arrested, they took him in. They found, a bunch of drugs and guns on him.
Yeah.
They took him in the interrogation room and they're like, "So how'd you get those drugs?" And he, using his Fifth Amendment rights, he would only respond by lifting his butt cheek and letting out huge farts. So that's how he became the farting
I don't
felon.
agree with it, but I'll fight to the death for your right to do it, sir.
Get the ACLU. Yeah, where's the ACLU? This guy needs.
Representation.
Yeah, farting is protected speech.
Well, he did plead guilty, though, to federal gun and drug charges.
Well,
though,
yeah,
so.
because they pretty much had him dead to rights. But he
Yeah.
had a little fun on the way there. I don't mind. Farting during
That's
a
chemical warfare.
Farting during a police interrogation is a cool crime in all situations.
Sure.
Even fucking Osama bin Laden farting in interrogation, I'd be like, look, I don't agree.
We all fart.
But
He's a terrible person. The man's got to fart, though.
yeah.
Couple sues Graceland, claims visit ruined their marriage.
Once my wife saw Elvis up there gyrating his hips, she never made love to me again.
How am I supposed to compete with such a gaudy location?
No, there's just like a fire alarm went off for like a half hour, and he's got tinnitus now.
Oh,
And
yeah, it's very serious.
Yeah.
Very serious.
But I like to believe that it ruined their marriage because she saw how sexy young Elvis was during his early years, and she's just like, I refuse to be turned on by any other man.
Have you ever done the trick where you can literally get rid of tinnitus, but only for like 15 seconds? You like put your, I'd have to look it up online, but you put your hands in a certain way and then snap your fingers. And it literally, because I have
really bad tinnitus.
You should try it. You should look it up. Look it up online, but there's a way to do it. It's like you put your hands on your head some way and like snap a certain part, like the base of your head or something. And it's very temporary, but it is absolute silence for like 15 seconds.
I haven't heard absolute silence in like 5 years.
It's kind of shocking.
It's real bad. Yeah.
When I put on like soundproof earphones, it is when I really notice how bad I have it. Because I toured for years, so never wore earplugs. Bad idea.
I mean, yeah, you just go to like a handful of raves and a bunch of like music shows and like,
that's
you're
it.
fucked, kid. Yeah. So get some earplugs.
Yeah, it's cool to have earplugs in.
It is.
Just don't call it Pokemon. There's now a Catholic version of Pokemon Go. Cool. Is this in Italy? Do you do it at the Vatican?
No, I think it's only released in Spanish right now.
Is it for catching...
You catch
priests?
saints.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be for catching priests who like diddle boys. Gotta catch them.
I mean,
we're utilizing the best technology to catch
that would make a lot more sense.
Catholic priests.
This one has you going around town catching like saints. I'm like, why are the saints hiding around your town? And when you encounter them, instead of doing battle, you answer like trivia questions to like catch the saint. But yeah, going around town catching pedophiles
seems like
that'd be a more productive use of the technology.
Although just be leading children directly to them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's right over here. Come on, kids, catch me. Catch me.
Uh-oh, wait.
Teen carries textbooks in microwave to protest school's backpack ban.
Wow. Why don't you just use a belt like the old days? You just tie all your books together with a belt.
Yeah, and attach an onion.
Yeah.
Because it's the fashion. Mm-hmm. Now I don't know how you can ban fucking backpacks.
You can because school security is a lot more serious
but
now
I thought
than
they were making them wear like clear backpacks.
Yes.
Which like, there, problem solved.
Yeah.
Like no backpack, like I'm just supposed to walk around, like there's a lot of classes where the book is like this fucking big.
Yeah. Also, it seems like, it probably cost a little bit of money up front, but maybe you fucking digitize all your goddamn books and stop making kids pay for new books every year because one thing is updated in it. Just update the app.
So my high school did like pretty early on. I think they were the first high school in the US to go all digital. It was also a very expensive school, especially once they added the iPads.
No, I had to buy my books and I had to cover them with grocery store paper bags.
Yeah, everyone had to do that.
Yeah.
Because
and they're fucking heavy.
Because you lose the resale value.
Yeah, they're fucking heavy, and you're carrying all your backpack around. Because like no one really used lockers other than like hiding drugs and other shit in them at my high school at least. Mm-hmm. So everyone carried it all because you don't have time to go to your fucking locker after every period. The high school's huge.
Give you 5 minutes. I got to go here and then here.
And then you end up in ISS just fucking doing nothing.
Yeah.
But this is stupid. Also, like it seems like a problem that we should probably look at as a society and say, hey, you know what sucks? Fucking printing books every year and profiting off of it nonstop.
And allowing these textbook companies to just keep doing revised editions every year despite
Same with college,
fields like biology, especially introductory biology, not really changing ever.
Math?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's new math this year?
Yeah.
Revise the whole book. Make everyone buy the new one.
Digitize the fucking thing. And then, get an iPad or a tablet or something like that for the entire time you're in high school. Mm-hmm. Or just subsidize it and get a fuck ton of Amazon Kindles or some shit.
Yeah.
It seems like an easy thing to do.
I had a couple teachers in college for very niche subjects just write their own fucking textbook and sell it to us for like $5.
Oh.
And just print it out. And it had all
the whole thing's a sham.
Yeah.
Because when I was in community college, you'd have to go down to the bookstore where everyone traded in their books from last year or the semester before, and you're paying fucking like $80 for a used book.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It is bullshit. So good for this kid.
Yeah, carry it in microwave. He also used like a cauldron and...
which is far more dangerous because he could cast a spell out of that.
Yeah.
Because he's a warlock, not a witch.
He's getting creative with all sorts of containers.
Yeah.
So you let him know, kid.
Yeah.
Anyways, we did the old switcheroo this week, so watch News Dump, which we already released. And also, because YouTube sucks, our Tech News Day this week about how we're all shitting out plastic unknowingly didn't show up in anyone's sub box apparently. So please, if you haven't watched that yet, give it a go.
give it a go and have a great weekend. I'm gonna go right back into Red Dead Redemption.
I'm gonna get dressed up as Gritty.
Ooh, Halloween time. Bye.